little feller. I thought I was hung up, and then I was trying to pop it off the rock, and bam, smoked it. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the show. Just caught a little red. I thought I was hung up, and got close to the bank to get it, and I was popping on it, and it like nailed it right as soon as it came off the rock. Crazy. What's up? Welcome to the show. We're just working this shoreline, trying to stay out of this west wind. We're in Shore Acres. We launched out of I launched out of the boat ramp there in LaPorte by Sylvan Beach. And I made a little run all the way down here to Shore Acres. You can put in at Shore Acres with a kayak at Shell Beach. It says no fishing, but once you get in the water, they can't really say anything. So you can wade fish out of there too. Shell Beach right in Shore Acres. It's on Google Maps. What's up, y'all? Throw a comment in there so I can see who's in there. We're just throwing the voodoo shrimp down the shoreline. Caught a couple of reds before I got on camera. A couple small ones. And then as soon as I went live, I got hung up on a rock. Trying to pop it off the rock, and there was a redfish on it. This west wind is, I mean, you're protected from it, but it kind of blows you offshore a little bit, so you gotta make a lot of adjustments. Yeah, I try to do a live every Saturday, so y'all set the notifications for it. There's some people up here bank fishing, same place I'm fishing, so we'll try to stay out of each other's way a little bit. A ship just went by, so it's kind of sucking the water out. So why there's good fishing over here is because when the ships go by, it's like a tide movement. Dang, I just had to hit it. Right here next to the boat. Just trying to stay close to the shoreline and just work right above the rocks. The redfish are held up tight against the rocks. Just blind casting. What's up, Carter's Bay? Thanks for the sub. What's up? What's up? Thanks for the subs. Yeah, we do a lot of saltwater fishing, some freshwater fishing. So I like to do it live. So if y'all have any questions, I can answer them. We do have some videos that we'll edit up. In a couple of weeks, we're gonna go down to Aransas Pass. We're gonna stay at Goose Island State Park. I'll go live from there if I have good signal, and we'll see what's going on. We've only fished down there once, and by Lighthouse Lakes. We caught some reds up in there, but we was going to pick up my son's kayak from Corpus Christi. So I was like, while we're down there, I brought my kayak with me. And we just paddled around a little bit. Now we're in our kayaks. We're a little bit more set up, so we're good to go. We're gonna go down there for an overnighter. We were gonna camp on the side of the road by Lighthouse Lakes because they allow it, but I didn't have no way to charge batteries because I don't have a generator yet. So as soon as I can charge batteries, Jesus, that's so big time. As soon as I can charge batteries without having to actually plug in anywhere, then we'll do more remote stuff. We'll tell y'all where we're at and everything so y'all can come out and enjoy this too. I'm not going to be like some of the other YouTubers and make you pay a Patreon just to find out where I'm fishing. That's ridiculous. I think the information is just worth y'all watching. Couple subs, you know, I like it. More people to watch would be awesome. I just like giving out the information. I've got over 40 years of doing this kind of stuff, so now that the ship is settled, the water's settled down a little bit, it's easier to maneuver in here. But all these rocks are fishable. You could park on the side of the road and you could fish all of this on Shore Acres. We're right by the right in front of me is a Shore Acre recreational like pier, SARA or whatever they want to call it. Shore Acres recreation area. But since we don't live in Shore Acres, we live on LaPorte. You got to pay to get on the. You got to pay a membership to get on the pier, but you have to live in Shore Acres to do that. So, but you can fish all of these rocks. There's some decent spots to set up a chair. There's some good flat rocks. You can park at Shell Beach, which is in Shore Acres. I can find it on Google Maps. It's right by the Houston Yacht Center, Houston Yacht Club. And there's all year long, there's redfish, flounder, and speckled trout along the shoreline on these rocks. I would advise putting I mean, you could use a gulp, whatever. We don't use no bait. We just throw lures. I don't have to worry about the shrimp being real big or having to spend money on bait or stop and find it. So if y'all want to get into lure fishing, we're going to do some tutorials. But I just need the people to get in the live and stay in there for a little bit. I'll go live from the house one night and we'll talk it over. Because, I mean, it's super easy. I mean, if you get cast out and reel in, that's basically what I'm doing. And just going along, walking along the shoreline. You can do it with popping cork and a shrimp. That way you don't get hung up. Just right on the rocks. A lot of people try to cast out real far, but most of the fish are up here by the rocks, by the structure. That's why I fish real close to the bank. There's an oyster bed at the end of the pier in front of me, but I went out there before I went live, but there wasn't no action, so I figured I could do something along these rocks. Pick up a couple of reds or something. I'll probably end up catching my PB flounder even though the season's closed to keep them, but it would be cool to catch it on camera. My personal best flounder right now is probably about 25 inches. I didn't know. I don't know the weight. I didn't have a scale, so that's a pretty big flounder. Yeah, if you're fishing a kayak along here, if you get hung up, just ease over to it, pop it off the rock. Sometimes a fish will hit it like they did me a while ago, right underneath the damn kayak. Just bam. My shrimp keeps sailing off because of the way the wind's blowing. I used to weight fish all this, so it is weightable. I'm gonna go ahead and get past this pier and stuff. There's some people want to put some lines out. I don't know if this guy's got any lines out. I'm not gonna go around the pier. I'm gonna go under it. But I don't know if this guy over here to my left has got any rods out or not. So I just don't want to get fishing line all wrapped in my motor. It sucks to try to get the fish line out of the motor while you're on the water. Say you can't reach it. We'll slide under this pier and then we'll go up. Because past this pier you can fish the shoreline too. You just have to park. You have to park on the opposite side of the pier. Just walk across the road. Y'all duck. We're going under the bridge. We'll cut back up in here. I probably made like a 5 mile by land trip. Fish up here by the rocks. A lot of redfish by the rocks. Yeah. Give the guy a little information. This area right here is a little deep to wade fish, but if you want to wade fish this area, you could come in Shell Beach. You come in Shell Beach and hit it. There's a little drain right here. There's a lot of rocks up in here, so. And off the shoreline, it's pretty deep. It gets pretty deep quick over here. The redfish run along through here and pick up crabs and shrimp and mullet. Oh, I had a hit, but he spit it out. What's up? Welcome to the show. We're in Shore Acres. I put in at the LaPorte boat ramp right there by Sylvan Beach and just drove down here. Yeah, welcome to the show. We've hung a couple of redfish up in here in the rocks. Nothing to write home about, but at least we didn't get the skunk. Yeah, you can fish all this. If you go on Google Maps and look at Shore Acres and find Shell Beach, that road right next to the rocks, you can park on the opposite side and walk across. Oh, there's one. Oh. Oh. It's a nice one, y'all. Oh. Oh, he got off. God dang it. Got off. When it hit it, kind of swam at the boat. Barely had it hooked. There's some more. I see some swirls up there. Just swimming that golden tiger shrimp. It's got a rattle in it, so I give it a couple little pops. And just swim it like a shrimp. Swim it through there, just keep your rod tip up, pop it a couple little times. Get the tail and the rattle moving a little bit. I mean, y'all can see how close I am to the rocks, so where I'm casting, so I'm just going along the shoreline and just paralleling the rocks. Like they say, 90% of the fish are going to be at 10% of the water. And that 10% is by structure. This whole shoreline, all these rocks, that's all structure. Catch redfish, speckled trout, flounder, sheephead, black drum, all doing this. Another ship went by, so it's pulling the water out away from the rocks. Oh, there's a redfish right there. Good size one. Yeah, I don't know if y'all seen that swirl over there. I don't know if I spooked it or what. Get back in there. Get back in there. I'm just throwing right up in the rocks and just popping it out of there a little bit. As it gets a little bit deeper away from the rocks, I'll let it get a little bit deeper. I'll work it a little bit slower. But the last couple of reds that I've hooked have been right up in the rocks. A flounder will sit in there on the rocks too. They find a good flat rock to sit on, they'll sit on that rock. They don't always bury down in the sand. Seeing a lot of crab down in there, down in the rocks. Welcome to the show. Yeah, like I said, we're Houston Yacht Club is behind me. And I'm working back towards LaPorte. That's where I put in. I just made a long run. I didn't stop to fish any shoreline on the way here. I ran all the way down here. We could have put in at Shell Beach, but it's hard to get the kayak all the way down there from where you have to park. So I just put in at the boat ramp. And then just run back down the shoreline. I'm trying to stay out of the wind as much as I can. On this rod, I'm using the Shimano SLX XT, and just an old rod that I have, old beater dial rod, 6'6", with 20-pound braid and 20-pound fluoro leader. It's my short range setup. My other trout rod for long casting, I use mono to fluoro. That's because I grew up fishing with mono. I could cast it a lot further. And I'm not fishing around any structure, or any rocks or piers for that. I had to like horse them out of. I see some snowy egrets on the shore up there. Usually, if you see the snowy egrets on the shoreline, usually there's redfish around them. So we're going to pull down there and see. Y'all hang tight. They're not that far. May look far on camera, but it's not really that far. There's just should be some redfish around them. If any of y'all have kayaks or want to come meet somewhere, y'all got a comment on here, let me know. I mean, I know I'm not banging them on every cast, but I'm trying to find them. I don't have electronics, so I'm just working a shoreline. So pretty much anybody could do it. They don't have electronics. Just even a paddle kayak, you could paddle down the shoreline. Damn it! Yeah, I see the snowy egrets up there, and I got hung up. Try to ease up here because I know there's some redfish up here. Got to be some redfish up here with the snowy egrets. There we go. The first one's right there. Let's see if there's anything behind. Wind coming off the end of the street is ridiculous. Yeah, welcome to the show. I know there's people coming and going off the live because I'm not catching them back to back to back, but we're working on it. We're working on it, man. We're fishing. Part of the fun is finding. I see something busting bait out over here to my right. Mullet flying out of the water. I'll keep my eye on that, see what's going on with that. There might be some moisture over there, I don't know. Something spooked up the mullet. Something spooked up the mullet. Yeah, we're in Shore Acres, headed back towards LaPorte. Houston Yacht Club and Shell Beach is all that behind me. Kind of letting the wind push us down the shoreline a little bit. I use a trolling motor a little bit to adjust because of the shits and the offshore wind. Trying to stay tight up next to the rocks. I seen something busting out there. I'm gonna throw out there a couple times. See, what happens is the redfish, they push the bait close to the shoreline when they're going down it, and these birds sit and wait. So when you see the birds on the shoreline like that, most of the time there's some predator fish right off the shore from them. We'll slide over here and see. Y'all see them? Y'all see them birds? With this cold front coming up, ought to have them feeding. The redfish will cruise up and down the shoreline. We've caught them in the wintertime before we had our waders. We went down there rock hopping, caught some good flounder and redfish in December through here. The redfish bite, I don't know, the last two hit it completely different that I caught. One of them, as soon as it hit the water, freaking nailed it. And the other one hit it, kind of ran towards me and then went back towards the rocks. And then that third one hit it kind of like a flounder. So I don't know if they're just not feeding hardcore right now or what. I didn't look at the tide or anything. I knew it was gonna be west wind, southwest wind. I was like, well, it's gonna be tore up tomorrow. So I decided to go ahead and just come on down. I know it probably looks like I'm cruising, but the ships will push the water back and forth. A big concentration of birds. I don't know why there's nothing. Yeah, last week there was redfish around all these birds, or the birds around the redfish. One of the two, but I caught redfish by the birds. Y'all got any questions, man? Fire them on in the comments. Let me know what you want to know. Let me know what you want to be learned. The fishing lessons are free here. There's a lot of tiny shrimp in the water. As we get closer to the boat ramp, it's going to be a little while, but I might go by the end of year. Usually catch a lot of trout. A couple times we went, we haven't done much good out there, but I knew that was coming. There's some trees in the water right here. I'm going to get past some of this. We'll get past some of this. We'll go down here by these houses. A part of this tree that's in the water right here was closer down there by Shell Beach. And I think the Hurricane Beryl moved it down. But it's been there for the last 3 years. Make a little cast up in here, see if there's anything by this point. We'll get down there by these houses. We'll get down there by these houses. I don't want to roll too fast through here because there's a lot of broken pylons and stuff. I don't want to tear my motor up. I was gonna go live a little bit earlier, but for some reason my phone didn't charge last night, so I had to put my battery bank on it and juice it up a little bit before I went live. What's up, duckies? Y'all duck. Duck, duck, duck. Hey, y'all, hold on a second. I just seen something. Y'all. Oh, not over there. Oh, dang it. With the way the ships move the water in and out here, sometimes it's hard to move. But I just seen a tail sticking up by that pylon right there. Probably a sheep's head. Water's kind of dirty over here. The ducks are saying that the fish are over here. I seen some guys earlier fishing on a pier up here. While you're down at my level, sitting in a kayak, it's kind of hard to see really far down the shoreline, so. If I was fishing for flounder right now, I'd definitely be hitting all these pylons. The pylons. Give her a couple throws up in here. Oh, there's a people fishing. I see them people fishing. I think they're out the end of their pier. Ah. What's up? Welcome in. Should be something up in here. Oh, ah, damn it. Spit it out. Just gotta watch around some of these piers, watch for fishing line and rope. I'm gonna get past this one. That boy's low. Have to hit my foot switch with my hand. I had to get out a little ways because they have some crab traps right back there in the water. There's a little point over here of rocks. Just a little bit something different. And I see some fishing lines, so I need to watch for that. Watch for the fishing line. Don't feel like having to beach my kayak to unwrap it around my prop. So people fishing on the pier up here. I'm trying not to bother them. Might have to swing way out. Ships have got the current pull so fast in and out of here. We get tight over here. I appreciate the subs, y'all, man. Yeah, y'all sub, go on the videos, comment what y'all want to see. What y'all want to learn, if y'all want to learn anything. This guy looks like he's fishing for flounder, but does he know that you can't keep them? Because if I see him keeping, it's a phone call time. He just looked up to see me. He just looked up to see me. He didn't know. He didn't even see me. He didn't see me coming. And I just popped up. Hey. Kind of like the game wardens. They pop up. Hey, how's it going? But he's walking up here fishing for flounder, which flounder season is closed. I mean, you could catch them, but you have to throw them back. But this guy, the way he looks, he ain't throwing nothing back. You know what I mean? He ain't throwing nothing back. Fishing slow through here today, y'all. super duper slow. With that full moon, I waited to come out a little bit later. I know the wind's supposed to crank real high after a while, so. See some decent blue crab in these rocks. Fishing along these rocks, you see a lot of weird shit in the rocks too. A lot of weird stuff that's floated up, and then king tides that we had, the bulled up tides that we had a couple weeks ago. It's peaceful fishing through all of here. I mean, you have a couple of people on the pier here and there, but usually they're out fishing towards the end of it. For the most part, nobody says anything unless you run into a Karen like I ran into a couple weeks ago. She was telling me I couldn't fish by her pier. Got that on live. Made her look like an idiot. I begged her to call the cops on me. She wouldn't do it. She finally went inside, left me alone. When she seen I was catching fish by her pier, I guess it made her mad. I just got to watch it over here. They got some poles out from shore, but I don't see no lines in the water, so. Ooh. The old pier underneath me. Yeah, the water's kind of chalky. Kind of chalky. Oh, there's a hit. Oh, got it. Oh, a nice one. Hooked up. So good. He dumped it. Had that commitment. All right, chill out, bro. Chill out, bro. Nice little red. We'll flip it around. A nice little red. Ooh. Almost got my motor on the rocks there. Yeah, when I hook up on the fish over here, I like to try to get away from just motor out away from the rocks. That way, if a ship comes by, it doesn't blow me into the rocks. There's a lot of old piers out through here, old pylons. I'm hooked up on something deep. I got it. Water's a little bit deeper over here than it was over there where I was just at. Welcome to the show. Sorry, I got the kayak sitting all crooked. Yeah, we just caught a red, a little one. Probably about 15, 16 inches. It's been kind of slow going. Just working the shorelines. Usually the redfish are a little thicker in here. There's a hit. Oh. Let go. Spit it out. Tappa tappa, but didn't fucking slap up. Tappa tappa, but no slap up. Bounced a trip off the rock up there. I don't know if y'all seen that. Some of this shoreline I've never fished, but it's all basically the same. We do the same thing in Moses Lake. Out at the dike, we'll run down the levee. Out at the levee, you could go out a little ways and there's a shell bed. Good speckled trout in there, but the speckled trout can be caught right from the shoreline too. We've caught some of our biggest speckled trout closer to the shoreline than out on the actual oyster bed itself. There's a ditch right here. I never knew this was here. I'm gonna go out from it a little bit and cast up into it. Tide's coming in. I can see the water flowing into it. Just stay out a little ways from it. It's kind of shallow right here. Actually, I think this is a city park. I have to find it on Google Maps. I'll let y'all know. I mean, they got a pier. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. Y'all let me know. I'm gonna get back on the rocks. I like casting up underneath the fronts of those piers over there. Trying to brighten up my screen. It's kind of like a little cove area right here. It's just a different on the shoreline. It's not straight. Sometimes it'll hold fish in there. Oh, there's birds up in there. Just chilling. Slide around over here. Sit up in that corner. Fishing for redfish around structure, if you're not fishing on schools of redfish, it's kind of like bass fishing in a way. You just work the shoreline, work around the pylon, same thing as bass fishing. Redfish actually like spinner baits too, believe it or not. The ones they make now aren't really worth the crap. Not the ones for saltwater anyway. Nothing up in there. We're getting close to the Karen's house. In case y'all missed it last time, this lady that lives in, I think it's like might be a bigger duplex. But she came out telling me that I couldn't fish. I couldn't fish over there. And then I caught a bunch of redfish by her pier. She wasn't happy. That was hilarious. I said, why don't you grab a fishing pole and come out here with me instead of acting all crazy like you own everything. I'm gonna go up in there. Going again, my friends. Probably should be throwing a darker colored bait, but I just throw this shrimp all the way around it. It's at the dead end of a street, so the wind's gonna blow. Appreciate y'all hanging out today, though. Out of all these piers I've went under and around all these people over here, she's the only one that was telling me some crazy stories. I told her about the Sportsman Act. It's a constitutionally protected right that you have to hunt and fish without being bothered by anybody. It's I looked it up. It's a $2,000 to $2,000 fine, $200 to $2,000 fine, and or up to 180 days in jail for messing with anglers or anybody who's hunting. Anybody who's hunting or fishing. And I'm gonna go right under her pier. She lives in this place right here. I don't know. By the way it's built, it almost looks like a duplex. 2 units next to each other. There's some electrical hanging down in the water right there, so I'm gonna go out just a little bit. Some conduit. Her pier's all messed up. I mean, she don't never use it. She's just trying to act like she's somebody. And I ain't gonna put up with that crap. She told me she owned all of this out here. All the way out to past the boat dock. Okay. Okie dokie, if you say so. I don't think so, Scooter. Caught some good redfish in here last time. Yeah, welcome to the show. Trying to keep up with the comments here. It's hard for me to see it. You don't believe what I'm doing? Your fishing location's wrong? Okay. Yeah, well, I'm not fishing freshwater. Might be somebody that only fishes freshwater, but hey, we do that too. We just don't do it as often. All good. We appreciate all comments. It doesn't matter. We like it. Send us your information. A couple crabs over here fighting. Pumpkin or a black worm, huh? Well, that's in my freshwater stuff at home. My voodoo shrimp works really great. There's one. There's, oh shit, spit it out. Damn, boy. It's a bulkhead. I know y'all can see it. I was reeling it in and hit it. Boom. Last weekend I found some good reds in here. That east wind yesterday it's got the water tore up all over here. Hey Jeff, like and subscribe, bro. We'll do some bass fishing, don't worry. That's the point, it's kind of shallow in here. Donk. Badonk-a-donk. It's a little shallower up in here. Lots of rocks. Lots of old pylons too. trying to dodge them. Water doesn't have the greatest clarity, so it's kind of hard to see it. Get up here, probably this bulkhead. Oh. Swatted at it. Swatted at it. What location should I go to? Jeff, let me know. Staying close to the house for the next couple of weekends. I got that trip to Aransas Pass coming up. The campsite's already booked for Goose Island State Park. We got a campsite so we can charge batteries. It's only $35 for the night. We'll sleep in the truck. I think it's supposed to rain, but fish are already wet. As long as there isn't no lightning, I'm good. I have gear. I have cold weather gear, got waders, neoprene waders. I mean, whatever we need, we're making the trip happen. That doesn't matter. If I gotta put my phone in a plastic bag to go live, we'll do it. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a better evening bite than right now. I mean, I'm getting hit, but it's not fast and furious like it usually is. Got the curse of the camera. I turn the camera off, I start catching fish. I turn it on, and there they go. There's one. Oh, yeah, I got him. Oh, get all this. Oh. There you go. Try to get him out from the rocks. Oh. It's a big sheep's head. Oh, these fish. This boy's putting a whooping on me. Get your big head in this net, boy. It's a pretty good sized sheepies right there. I gotta get away from these rocks. Chill out, man. There's a rod's down there. Got my glasses all wet. Ugh. He's hooked in a couple. Man. It's not deep in there, it's just hard to get to the way it's hooked. I'm trying not to tear up my shrimp. There we go. I got it. Let me try to get him on the grips, y'all. I'll hold him up. Then get him back. I'm not keeping nothing today. Alright, let me turn this around. I can see. Ooh. Big old sheep's head, boy. Big old sheep's head holding right up next to me. Probably about 20 inches. Oh yeah, he says he done had his pictures ready to go. Man, I got blown way off the shoreline. Y'all bear with me for a second. I gotta clean my glasses off and stuff. That was a good sheep's head. They're super duper hard to clean though. The meat is fantastic. Just I would rather have a flounder. I got my flounder stocked up for the off season. As soon as January, as soon as December the 15th hits, we'll be back on the flounder. I also want to we're gonna make a trip out to West Bay. We're gonna launch from Harbor Walk Marina and make a run across the Intercoastal Canal and get on some of those little barrier islands in the wintertime. Probably beach the kayaks and do some wade fishing out there with like some corkies or something. See if we can't pop a couple of big trout. I'm just trying to dry off my glasses in my face. He did not want to come to that net. He didn't know I was going to turn him loose, but wasn't he hit it hard. Most sheep says they don't hit it that hard like that. That sucker nailed it. I thought it was a red. Wham! Hold on, y'all. I gotta retie some of my leader. He messed it all up. Give me just 2 seconds. Put my shrimp back on. Yeah, the hook was wrapped perfectly in the corner of his mouth. It was hard to get my pliers in there. All right, let me turn around. Wind's blowing more out of the south now. I caught him right on this little point right up in here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and work past this little part. Yeah, I'm gonna get past these pylons. I don't know if y'all can see, but the current's getting pushed by the ships. It's like a constant moving tide over here, in and out, in and out. I like doing a little back cast up in the corners. We'll get position back right. So that's 3 redfish and a nice sheep's head on the Voodoo shrimp, the golden tiger. It's right up in the rocks. Appreciate y'all joining in. Trying to keep up with the comments. The phone's hard to see with the sun shining on it. There's water spots all over it now. That was a nice sheepy. Gotta have a chainsaw to fillet it. There's a way to do it by their dorsal fin. They have a little flap that you can stick your knife in there. It's a pain in the butt. The meat is really good though. I mean, it's second to flounder for me. Flounder to me is my favorite. Because one fish, you get 4 fillets on it. Think about it. One fish, 4 fillets. It's not bad. Haven't caught one today. Water's still a little chilly, but I mean, yeah. It's trying to fish this pre-front. This pre-cold front's coming up. I have to make a little run out by the end of one of these piers and take a leak. Water down here looks a little bit better than it did over there. Yeah, I'm just doing a steady little slow retrieve and giving it a couple little pops. Popping them rattles in there. Just giving a little action. Make it look like a shrimp is just swimming along. I mean, it's almost like using live shrimp, except you're not having to pay $25 for a quart. I don't know how many fish I've caught off this voodoo shrimp, but it's been a lot. They've been having a little bit of a problem with the tails getting bit off. I talked to my sponsor lady and told her, so she fixed me up. She said they're working on the problem. They know about it. But I still promote a brand that it works. I catch a lot of different fish off of it, so. Welcome in. We're getting a little closer to the edge of LaPorte from Shore Acres now. We're getting close to the golf course. The LaPorte golf course. Or Shore Acres golf course, whatever. It's kind of in between both cities. LaPorte's shaped kind of funny over here, so. I have to take a leak. There's another little point right here that I kind of like to throw around sometimes. The wind's kind of blowing waves around it. Tide moves around it. It could be stuff sitting on the edge of it. kind of pushing me around it. Yeah, before I go to the boat ramp, I'm probably going to go out by Sylvan Pier and go out towards the end of it, or maybe drift out along the side of the pier. There's some oyster. See if there's any trout on top of the shell. See another bird over here by this corner. I was gonna rip over here real quick. I just got the trolling motor on one. Y'all duck, we're gonna go into this pier. The amount of ship traffic has been quite high the past couple weekends. I mean, it don't really throw a big wake out over here, but it'll pull you around a little bit. It's another spot. The water's real muddy again. There's a lot of old pier pollens out here. You gotta be careful. Barely sticking under the water. When it's cloudy, like it is now, kind of cloud went overhead, you really can't see it. See a lot of moving water over here. Someone's got that bird all in a uproar. A There's a lot of mullet in the water right here. Ship's pushing me around some. Wind's changing directions on me a lot too, man. It's been coming out of the west, south, southwest. Now it's coming out of the southeast. It's supposed to be west, southwest all day today. Blowing and going. Tomorrow's probably out of the question for anything. There was some kayakers fishing out by the pier earlier, so I decided not to go over there yet. Now the wind's changed direction so many times. Appreciate it. Like I said, I'm trying to keep up with the comments. It's hard for me to see my phone screen. There's a big cable, something in the water right here. I gotta go around. Gotta clean my phone screen. It got all wet from that sheep's head. Yeah, you throw you a shallow diving crankbait, probably catch you some redfish along these rocks. Let it bump the top of the rocks a little bit. And just letting the wind push me along these rocks, really. Use the trolling motor a little bit to adjust my angle. Pull up a little bit. What are you doing? Yeah, this next pier I'm gonna go under has a lot of old broken pier underneath it. See, now somebody came out here fishing on the edge of this, on the end of this street right here, and they left all their damn trash. Now, if I would get it, if I could get up there and get it, but I'm not gonna risk tearing up my kayak. But if you're gonna come fishing on the end of one of these streets over here in Shore Acres, take your trash with you, man. Shit. I mean, it's not that hard. I pick up a lot of stuff that floats in the water in my kayak. If you want to keep fishing at the end of these streets, pick up your trash. If not, they're gonna close it down. And then you'll be saying, well, we can't fish in there anymore. It's like, well, yeah, you're the reason why. You left your damn trash in there. I know y'all shop at Walmart, Kroger's, or H-E-B. Keep a couple bags. Keep a couple bags in your car. Your truck, your SUV, whatever you have. Keep a couple bags with you. Keep a couple bags in your tackle box. They don't take up that much room. And just pick up the trash. Easy. Easy breezy. Damn it. Come on, shrimp, get off there. There we go. I got the reverse, Terry. There's a lot of pylons right here that are real close together, so really got to watch it in here. This is probably the tightest spot I've fished this whole shoreline, with all the pylons in the water. Which I know there's flounder sitting around them, but I really don't want to catch a flounder with it being off season, because that'll probably end up being my PB flounder, which would be cool, but like I said. I get hooked up in there, there's no way I could really get it out. Appreciate y'all staying tuned. We're working for you. We're working. It's a wind is shoving me down the shoreline kind of fast, so. I'm getting close to the golf course, the one that's over here between Shore Acres and LaPorte. Y'all know the area, y'all know where I'm talking about. Something hit it hard up there. Bam, 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 bam. I don't know. Wind's coming from all four directions today. Y'all bear with me for a second. I had to take a leak. I just turn. I got like a little half of a half a gallon milk jug. I cut the bottom out of it where it's got a handle on it. For the men out there, you drop it out the side of your shorts, you know, and take care of business. I'm gonna go down a little bit because there's a lot of stuff in the way right here. I don't want to hook up on something nice and it wrapping me around a piling. Oh, my motor's hitting. That's why I kind of drifted through there instead of motoring. Yeah, I've never done really any good along this part of the shoreline. I'm gonna scoot down just a little bit closer to the golf course. Or the golf course clubhouse, should I say. It's directly across the street from the golf course and the port here. Let's take a ride down here just a little bit. We had a lot of east wind that kind of tore up the shoreline. I was looking at Saltwater Recon, and it was rough over here yesterday, so the water's not quite cool enough for it to settle out overnight. But we'll go back up in here. Caught some nice reds back in here. Yeah, I like to throw underneath the front. The very front of these piers. Between the rocks and the pilings. Sometimes there'll be something sitting in there. Like back up in there. Same thing. Might make a run out to the pier, y'all. I don't know. These next couple of piers, they got a lot of stuff too. So you have to just find a spot and try to run underneath it without hitting your head. Coast Guard are out here doing exercises again. They got like a fireboat out there just spraying water out in the ship channel. Cruise through here, see if there's anything. Now I'm right at the golf course, the clubhouse. I'm guessing that's what that is. Y'all see it over there? See a little bitty slick just popped up over here. Get my trout rod out and cast it in there. See. Last time I came out at night, sorry if the wind's blowing in there, but last time I came out at night, I fished the pier right out here by the golf course clubhouse. I caught a lot of nice sand trout. I know sand trout ain't some of y'all's thing, but to me they're better than speckled trout for table fare anyway. I'm gonna make a little run out and drift the end of it. Let's see. I don't know if y'all can see it, but way out in the distance, there's like a Coast Guard fireboat or something just spraying water up in the air. I try to zoom in, but it probably mess up the damn stream. Throwing a purple Kelly Wiggler ball tail right now. Plum, whatever y'all want to call it. there's some oyster beds out here. I don't know exactly where they're all at. Oh, I'm hooked up. Nice speckled trout. Freaking inhaled it. God dang, boy. Ow, fuck. I mean, you did it, brother. Try to get this camera turned around. Decent little speck. He cut me open though. Y'all bear with me for a second. I'm gonna pour some stuff over here. I think there's some oyster at the end of this pier. That fish cut me open. I'm trying not to get any bacteria in it, so y'all give me a second. Carry this. I know it doesn't look like anything to y'all, but this is Clorox. I don't carry the big spray bottle, but I got me a bottle that can handle bleach. And this Clorox cleanup, I got cut on my finger right there by the hook. So I spray this Clorox cleanup. It burns, yeah, it burns. But I'm not trying to catch Vibrio, so the water might be too cool for it, but I keep that right in my kayak, right there. Just let it sit on there for a second. I was gonna get away from that pier a little bit, and I'm gonna turn and anchor. I knew I seen some some slicks popping up out here. Y'all gotta pay attention everywhere y'all are at. See, I was fishing the shoreline, and seeing them slicks popping. I was like, let me turn red shell real quick and let me see. I didn't get a measurement on that chai. It's probably a keeper. But right now I'm throwing Kelly Wigglers, kind of like a plum color. It's got the blue glitter in it. This is my trout rod. This is a Tranx 150. I love this reel. And this is the old 18 Ascent rod. 7 foot medium light. I've caught a 50-inch bull red on this thing. Out at the end of Sylvan Pier. I think I might be out too far. I hooked that trout closer to the pier, but let's see if we can make a cast over that way. Mosquitoes. I know I look goofy with 2 pairs of glasses on, but I have to use my readers to see. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're trying to work it, man, with this wind. Like I said, it's been blowing in all different directions. Seeing a little bit of nervous water out here and some slicks popping. So it's like, let me give it a couple of chunks. I got my first cast, caught that speck. So I'm trying to let it bounce out of so I can feel if there's any oyster bed here, and then I'll take a mental note of where it's at. I don't have any electronics to tell me, depth finder, temperature, none of that. turn y'all back to the action. Can't see. Oh, there's another one. Dang, that feels solid there. That's a nice little speck. It's fighting hard for its size. Ugh. Boy, it nailed it. A skinny little purple trout. They hit it hard. Pull and drag. There's got to be something on the bottom that's holding trout over there. Right over that way. I just working it slow off the bottom. I bet you they're probably fired up over there at the pier, at Sylvan Pier. If y'all get in a kayak and go out there or a boat, fish on the, if you're looking at it, if you're looking at the pier from the bank, you fish the right hand side of the pier. I know there's a lot of old broken pylons and stuff out there, but there's also an oyster bed that runs the entire length of the pier. If you can get on top of that, you do pretty good. I've caught some of my bigger trout in the wintertime over there. Try to turn the kayak a little bit. Try to turn the kayak a little bit where I can get a better angle. Yeah, so that's the pier. That's the golf course's pier. It leads to the clubhouse. Right over here in LaPorte. Between LaPorte and Shore Acres. I seen some fish slicking, so I was like, I could smell it. So I went ahead and pulled up out here. I caught 2 trout out here. So being anchored, it's kind of got me sitting funky. This is I'm throwing an 8-ounce jig head on this K-Wigs ball tail. I think it's called Plum. I don't know. It looks purple to me, so I just call it purple. Purple with blue flake, plum with blue flake. Just one solid color. I know there's an oyster bed, another one out at the Shore Acres recreational pier. There's an oyster bed out the end of it on the right hand side as well. I was gonna fish it earlier, but there was people fishing on the end of the pier, so I didn't want to get in nobody's way. Try to drag my anchor a little bit over here. Got the horsepower. I think I was a little bit closer to the pier whenever I hooked that fish. I think the trout are holding over deep shell right now. holding tight to the bottom. There's a good amount of bait. Mullet jumping anyway. Anyway, I mean, they're not hot and heavy in here. Sometimes I just drag my anchor a little bit and I can feel it hitting shell too. But that'd be behind me. I just trying to inch up a little bit. I'm trying to be interactive on here, make it like a fishing podcast. If y'all want to ask questions, ask. I mean, I give information. We will be hitting some spots that you could wade fish from. A lot of the spots that we already hit, you could bank fish from. So we could just cover more area in the kayak. I'm gonna scoot up a little bit more. I got my anchor down, so I'm just dragging it a little bit. Just inching up. I have no idea how deep it is here. Just fishing, man, fishing. Not gonna catch them from the couch. Got to get out and explore stuff. Don't get married to one spot. That's the main thing about fishing. You do not want to get married to a one spot. You need to be I call it being a fishing whore. You gotta move around. You gotta try new areas. Google Maps is your best friend when it comes to that. I know they've closed off a lot of good spots. That's because people go in there and trash it out. That's one main reason why I bought a kayak, is because a lot of I used to be a really avid wade fisherman. Wade fish every weekend, summer, winter, all of it. All the time wade fishing. Until they started closing off spots. And I'm like, well, I can't go there anymore. I can't go here anymore. And then it came down to, only being able to wade a few spots, that are close to the house. And the dike was one of them. Out at the dike, out along Skyline Drive, out of Mosquito Island. But there's so many people out there, man. I got in arguments and fights out there with people because they just run you over. But I mean, in my kayak, I've had a couple of encounters in my kayak, and it's either been at the boat ramp or with another wade fisherman. And it's like, you just got here. I've been out here, and, it's just there's no common courtesy in a lot of stuff anymore. That's why if I bring my kayak to the boat ramp, I usually like to go super early in the morning before anybody goes, and then I'll go push pole down, or I'll anchor out and I'll wait or whatever, just to not be in anybody's way. There was one time, for one instance, I was at Clear Lake Shores boat ramp. They have a public boat ramp that dumps right into the Kemah Channel. So I was fixing to put in, and I was out of everybody's way, and there was another guy loading a kayak on a trailer. And this guy in this boat that lives out there, he got all mad. He got really mad because there wasn't nowhere for him to park his truck and his boat. And so he went to his house, which he lived there in the neighborhood. He went to his house to get his golf cart, drop his truck off at the house. So he went, while he was doing that, I asked his wife that was staying there with the boat, I said, are y'all putting the boat in, or are y'all taking it out? What's going on? Because I didn't want to get in anybody's way. So she said, oh no, we're putting the boat in. She goes, he's just mad because he can't find a parking spot. And I was like, oh, okay. So he comes back, gets in his boat, and then after he gets in his boat and pushes away from the dock, he starts talking a lot of shit. And I'm like, bro, it's like, I'm not even the one that you should be talking to. I thought you were mad at the other guy. I just got here, my boy. But I said, well, the dock is right here. Pull your boat back to the dock if you want to talk about it. He didn't want to pull his boat back to the dock. He just wanted to run his mouth from afar. But whatever. I try to stay out of everybody's way. I try to keep it peaceful while I'm fishing. That's why I go fishing, because it's peaceful. And then some a-holes always gotta run their dang Peter puffers at you. And it's like, you're mad at the wrong person, my dude. I'm not even parked yet, and he's mad about a parking spot. I don't have a trailer for my... We carry 2 kayaks and 1 Nissan Frontier. 2 kayaks, batteries, trolling motors, crates, fishing rods, ice chests if we're keeping anything, so... Trying to move around and just drift this and see if I can find the shell. I haven't had any more hits, so I don't know where the shell is out here there, but there's something that holds fish for a speckled trout to be out here. There's got to be something under the water. I don't know exactly where it's at. Then we're gonna go back up in there towards that shoreline. Y'all want to go out to the pier? I know there's a rock line over here. We could try to hit it. I'd like to find some oyster beds out here in the middle. A way I can mark them. This wind's got me going though. I need to get a drift sock. Get back in here on this shoreline. I'm really hoping to see some white pelicans soon. If y'all know what the white pelicans mean, that means it's fixing to get cold. I know it's going to get cold. Coming tomorrow, we got that cold front. really looking for it to make a big difference. Clean up this water a little bit too. We'll rip up in here real quick. Try not to hit anything. Shoreline's kind of weird over here. It's like they have a bulkhead, an old bulkhead, and then it's sand, and then it's the shore itself. It's just the way the wind's blowing. We'll just work with it how we can. I don't know if y'all can see it. There's kind of like a rock line, and then sand, and then the other shoreline. Last time there was some reds and some sheepsheads out here on this other rock line. Oh man, I was hooked up. I barely hit the water. Got off. Son of a gun. I don't know what that was, but... Hey, calm down, bro. Shoot. Wasn't even close to that dude making all kinds of noise. What's going on, man? Ah, I knew it. I seen that piling and I was like, I'll fix it, get hung up on it now. It's an old piling. I got it off. Hopefully it didn't tear it. Try not to hit it. We should be good. We should be good. Yeah, we do the same stuff. Like I said, in Moses Lake, there's some rock walls out in West Bay by Waterman's Restaurant, if y'all know where that's at. Out right by the Galveston Island State Park. There's some breakwater rock walls that, man, there's good fishing by that. It's like just a real long structure that you could fish. And if the wind's blowing right, you could either get behind it or on the inside or the outside of it and stay pretty protected. This is a house that somebody had tied a line, some heavy fishing line. They had tied a heavy braided line from the top of their pier over here down by the rocks. So whenever I went underneath it, it was kind of dark outside in the morning, and I got it all hung up in my trolling motor prop. I had got most of it out, but I had to run over to the boat dock to take my prop off and get everything out. I got a prop wrench where I can pull my kayak up out of the water, but by these rocks it's kind of hard to do. It's like a worst case scenario. Getting close to that bayou that's down here. Tried to get Jeffrey to come with me, but he went to bed at like 4 a.m. So hasn't been real hot and heavy anyway. I know this next cold front's about to probably drop a lot of water out of the back bayous and the back marshes and stuff, and everything's gonna start flooding out. A lot of redfish and flounder are gonna start flooding out of there. I like fishing the mouths of those drains, those bayous and back marshes on a outgoing tide. Just sit on the outside of it, cast up current. Boom, boom, bang. There's not a lot of tidal movement right now. I don't know where the redfish are. Since I haven't caught very many, they're probably schooled up somewhere. I'm gonna go ahead and end this live stream and then we'll come back here in a minute. I've ran it for a long time. We'll see y'all later. Peace out.